Tonight on the WHAS11 Night Team. Simmons College of Kentucky is welcoming in a record-breaking number of freshmen, at the same time dealing with budget cuts at the federal level and DEI changes at the state level.
I think it's a security move. I think they feel more safe and secure.
How Louisville's only HBCU is preparing for the start of the year. Plus,
every member of Congress is hearing from back home. Can you all get the truth about Epstein?
U.S. Representative James Comer is pressing for the deposition of Ghislaine Maxwell in the probe for the Jeffrey Epstein files, the promises the Kentucky congressman is making to his constituents. And later, 2 home explosions in one neighborhood in the last 6 years. But who's to blame? Focus investigates. Right now on the WHAS 11 Night Team. New higher education semester is just around the corner, starting in mere hours, which is coming with pressures on the federal level to dissolve diversity, equity, and inclusion programming under threats of funding cuts. Thanks for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Alex Dieterer. Louisville's only HBCU, Simmons College, is welcoming students back tomorrow. WHAS 11 Night Team's Clarice Shaley shows how, amid the uncertainty, Simmons College is welcoming their largest freshman class.
I'm trying to learn more about emotions and people personalities and how to interact with people that are different.
A future sociology major at Simmons College of Kentucky, Kenyon Martin is excited for the beginning of his freshman year on Monday. One of hundreds who will climb campus steps. Louisville's HBCU is welcoming 210 new freshmen this fall. That's a record-setting number for the historic school.
Louisville's HBCU is percentage-wise one of the fastest growing HBCUs in the country right now, and it is really exciting.
Simmons Chief of Staff Myra Rock sat down with me in Pittman Hall. The first on-campus housing for the college is now fully renovated and is housing the student population growth. The college has also reduced tuition and expanded student services, including new, fully online academic programs. All a forward momentum for the HBCU amid federal pressures. The Trump administration is pushing for the dissolve of DEI programming. If universities don't comply, funding is slashed. Yet, student enrollment is up.
I think it's a security move. I think they feel more safe and secure at an HBCU, and specifically, more particularly, a private HBCU, because we don't have the restrictions and limitations on the support that we can provide.
Rock says Simmons College is continuing to move forward to provide the same experience they always have to students, navigating through investments from major donors. Pittman Hall, for instance, was renovated without federal support. Longtime students,
and knowing that you got a university, well, a college that's got your back through it all.
And assured me that we're still going to be who we are. We're still going to be the Falcons who soar high every day.
And new students stand strong amidst changes to education.
Right now, we just have to stick through it and allow ourselves to not let the bad take away the good in things.
Joining the college for a new school year with a growing population at Louisville's only HBCU. Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
While Simmons College is a private university, public universities are required by Kentucky law now to dissolve diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. The deadline to complete those changes was the end of June. And here in Louisville, students at U of L will enter the school year on August 18th with those changes in place. And parents nationwide are preparing to send their kids back to school, but with that comes shopping for school supplies. Some worry that President Donald Trump's tariffs will impact their back-to-school budget. According to the National Retail Federation, about 67% of back-to-school shoppers have started making purchases, concerned that President Trump's tariffs may send the prices for back-to-school items up even more. However, some retailers are trying to help ease that cost this year. For example, Target is keeping prices for basic school supplies the same as last year, and even offering discounts to teachers and college students.
Well, first of all, I think every American has 2 questions about the Epstein saga. First of all, who was on the Epstein list, if there was one? If there's no official list, who all frequently visited Epstein Island? Secondly, was the government involved? Did the government know? Was the government spying on people? Those are the questions I think every American has.
Congressman James Comer is looking ahead to a high-profile deposition of Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell is a convicted co-conspirator in the Jeffrey Epstein case. The House Oversight Committee, which Comer chairs, has subpoenaed Maxwell amid escalating pressure on the Trump administration to release all investigative documents related to Epstein. But Comer has agreed to delay the scheduled August 11th deposition if the Supreme Court doesn't decide on Maxwell's appeal by then.
We want to hear from her. I think the American people have a lot of questions. Congress has tasked me with the job to get the answer, so we're going to do that. We're working with her attorneys in a sincere manner to try to get down there as quick as possible.
Maxwell was set to give sworn testimony to lawmakers at a federal prison in Tallahassee, Florida, but she's been moved to an all-woman federal prison camp in Texas. She's serving a 20-year prison sentence for her role in child sex trafficking in connection to Epstein. We also asked Comer about Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massey's effort to force a vote in the House. Massey wanted to push the DOJ to publish all the Epstein records. Comer says Massey's goal is no different than other members of Congress. Comer was asked whether he believes President Trump has mishandled the issue in which his own Attorney General, Pam Bondi, has received criticism from the MAGA base.
No, the president says he's going to turn everything over. I take the president at his word, but I think the president's gotten the message that members of Congress in both parties are hearing from our constituents, and we want to know the truth about the Epstein ordeal.
Comer is assuring his constituents that Congress is going to get Maxwell's sworn testimony and that, quote, hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. This week, we dove deeper into the explosion from Jeffersonville, Indiana, late Wednesday night. The gas company, which covers the neighborhood, said they found no leaks in the vicinity of the neighborhood after Wednesday night's blast, saying in part, quote, the safety and well-being of the community remain our highest priority. As a precautionary step, we are continuing to perform leak surveys in the surrounding area. With 2 home explosions in one neighborhood in the last 6 years, there's concern, but the gas company was not found liable in the first one in 2019. A judge's order from May 2025 cites multiple investigations and says the people inside the home caused the gas leak after removing a gas cap from a pipe. It also says the gas company did an extensive survey of the neighborhood and found no leaks. Focus reporter Travis Breeze has the details.
2 homes blown up about 100 yards from each other in the span of 6 years. But is it fair to draw any connection between the two? The 2019 explosion was deadly, killing William Billy Phillips and injuring his wife Janet. They lived at 904 Assembly Road. The neighbor at 906 Assembly Road was also injured and had extensive home damage.
Her ceiling literally collapsing in on top of her.
Ashton Smith is a lawyer representing that neighbor, Carla Miller. The Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, the gas company, and other experts concluded gas entered the house because Billy Phillips intentionally removed a gas cap on a pipe during home renovations. The home filled with gas for 13 and a half hours, and Janet ignited it when she flipped a light switch.
For some people who may be suffering through this a second time now.
Janet, who survived the blast, resolved her case through mediation in 2024. Miss Miller is appealing that judgment for Indiana Gas Company. With another explosion 1 street over this week, some people told us they think their home might be next. But the judge's order says an extensive leak survey of the neighborhood was negative for gas leaks in 2019.
The bigger issue is the gas wasn't odorized.
Smith is clinging to Janet Phillips's testimony that she smelled no gas before she flipped the switch. In a report in that judge's order, the gas company and state regulators detected smell at least 1 nearby home in 2019 and said the odorant levels are within the acceptable range.
A factual issue like that should go to the jury, and the jury gets to make that decision.
Jeffersonville Police and Fire have not released the cause of this week's explosion. They said Thursday that speculation is harmful and potentially slanderous.
They owe the community that. The community deserves that for some questions to be answered.
Neighbors will likely remain on edge until a cause is released. Travis Breeze, WHAS11 on your side.
Jeffersonville Fire Chief Sean Grant told us that we can expect an update from both the fire department and police by tomorrow. Today, several TARK scheduling and stop adjustments went into effect. TARK ended operations at the NIA Center, which moves the stop location near the intersection of Broadway and 28th. The company says 10 other routes have been adjusted to improve reliability, consistency, and better match school and employer start times. There are also slight routing adjustments to 4th and 6th Street in downtown Louisville. For a full detailed list of the adjustments, you can visit our website at WHAS11.com. And looking ahead to tomorrow, local organizations concerned about LG&E's and KU's proposal to build 2 new natural gas generating units will join together in Frankfort. There, they'll discuss their opposition and reasoning for opposing the proposal. The proposal is to build 2 natural gas units by 2031 to meet Kentucky's economic growth. Concerned organizations say the proposal would make it impossible for Metro Louisville and Lexington to reach their renewable energy goals, and electric bills would raise significantly. LG&E has said the generators are highly efficient and much better for the environment than coal. Wildfires are burning across the West, fueled by gusty winds and scorching heat. Parts of the Midwest and Northeast are dealing with hazy skies brought on by Canadian wildfires, while some areas are dealing with too much rain. ABC's Melissa Dunn has the details.
Scorching heat, bone-dry conditions, and gusty winds fueling numerous wildfires in the West. More than 30 uncontained large wildfires are now burning in 11 states, including California, Arizona, and Utah. Some of those fires prompting evacuations in California, including San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. The fast-moving Gifford fire has burned roughly 40,000 acres. In Riverside, California, further south, fire crews getting the upper hand on the Oak Fire, stopping its forward progression. In Arizona, authorities arrested a driver for allegedly starting the Kirkland Fire, which has burned about 700 acres. Along the north rim of the Grand Canyon, the Dragon Bravo Fire, now the largest fire in the U.S. this year. And red flag warnings in effect for parts of Utah, Wyoming, and Oregon. New fires could spark and spread quickly amid the hot, windy, and extremely dry conditions.
This is a big one. It's been a while. It's been a few years since we've had one like this.
Cities like Chicago and Minneapolis blanketed over the weekend with hazy skies as smoke from more than 700 Canadian wildfires prompting air quality alerts. Some of that smoke pushing east, bringing hazy skies to parts of upstate New York and New England. And while much of the country is seeing hot, dry conditions, parts of the southeast are seeing too much rain. In Alabama, officials in Cleburne County say they were called to 2 separate rescues of people trying to cross flooded streets in their vehicles. 2 victims were rescued and 1 died at the scene. The threat of heavy rain and flash flooding could linger for some areas through Monday. Melissa Dunn, ABC News, Los Angeles.